Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another video. So, Twisted Mexi got epic once again. The tool mod, in my opinion, is really cool and also better built by. But Project Raven, this is a thing that's been teased for a couple of years, and finally it's been fully revealed, and it's by far his biggest project yet. And it's Create a World! Yup. The caw of the Raven was indeed a hint, as I initially speculated, so I'm really glad I turned out to be right about that. What you're seeing here is the full reveal trailer. Don't worry, this is a different version that Twisted Mexi uploaded that does not have the constant flashing near the end, so don't worry about that. But apart from that, I think this trailer was really well done. It is really cool seeing all these worlds just being stripped down to the bare bones and then building new stuff on top of it. Since EA and Maxis have never released a world editor themselves for The Sims 4, it's gonna be really interesting to see all these different interpretations of these worlds and neighborhoods that we've had over the span of 7 years. Because apart from a few objects rotating in and out, if you happen to have seasons installed, these worlds have remained exactly the same as they were since they first released. Already in this trailer, it does show off a few examples, like right now Twisted Mexi is making over the Llama Lagoon suburb in Newcrest, and then he places the bridge from the Spice Market district in City Living, and it's just like, oh, okay, I never would have imagined that bridge being there, but with this Create a World tool that he's making, you can do that. There's even a campground that is also placed in there. Coming up in a few seconds, there is also a custom neighborhood sign with a different name, so I'm not sure if that was just custom made for this trailer, or if this is some kind of new object that we can customize. There is also one part where you can fill the world with a bunch of stuff at once to make things a little bit easier instead of just placing down one tree and then another tree and then another tree and just be clicking for quite a while, so that's very handy as well. What definitely excites me the most though is that you don't have to just overwrite your existing worlds, you can make them new ones because it goes by really fast. I actually completely missed it the first time, but there's this custom world section and then Create a World, and then there's these separate versions of the worlds that are already in the game, except it's just not completely replacing what's already there. So Twisted Mexi is really putting Maxis and EA to shame here. I know this did take 2 years, but still, this is one person funded just from his Patreon supporters, so that is really saying a lot. Speaking of his Patreon, actually, the alpha access will begin on October 21st, so less than a month away. I'm not making this video just to react to the trailer though. There is a little bit of Twitter Q&A that I saw Twisted Mexi do that I thought was pretty interesting with some of his answers, so I'm gonna cover those as well. So Marlon Sims asked, hey, I'm so excited for this. Just a few questions. 1, will we be able to put down roads? 2, will we be able to make neighborhoods in each world like the Sims ones? And number 3, will there be a limit to how many lots we can place? And number 4, how will the world map and world artwork be made? Twisted Mexi replies with 1, later on when template designer is ready. Number 2, yes. Number 3, to be determined. And number 4, with traditional image editing software and imported in-game. So I guess then it is just up to us to draw the maps ourselves. Because it is kind of funny how it is done in The Sims 4, where it's not exactly what you see in the game. Instead, it's a separate art asset that is meant to represent what you see when you play the game. I'm also very interested in seeing how many additional lots we can add to existing worlds, because, for example, Del Sol Valley, it gets a lot of criticism for being so small with the amount of lots that it has, and I totally agree with that. And that would be great if we were able to add some more lots, especially where the backdrop is, and it's like, oh geez, all this backdrop and we can't really play with it. Even with the most recent world right now, Henford on Bagley, as much as I like it, I wish in Finchwick we could have our Sims not just cross the bridge, but actually walk on the other side of that river and have a couple of playable lots over there too. So if I could do that with this mod without any huge performance consequences, or it breaking with new patches, or when new worlds come to the game from Maxis and EA themselves, then that would just be so amazing. Like, oh my gosh, the possibilities would be just so enormous, honestly. Moving on to the next question, Sinful Simming asked, will we be able to make custom water areas, beaches like Sulani, canals like Windenburg, etc.? And will we be able to let our Sims swim in them or not? Twisted Mexi replied with, I plan on having some kind of water tool, but that's down the road. Alpha is focused on stability, core features, and the world packaging process. Just whoa, imagine if we could go back and update worlds like Brindleton Bay and Windenburg ourselves with swimmable areas. It's funny because literally just very recently I made that very lengthy video where I went into detail about where exactly I'd like to have swimmable areas in the older worlds. So if we were able to beat Maxis and EA to the punch on that, that would be hilarious and sad at the same time. Next, Kyle asked, what about apartment design / layout? Like, if we build a downtown, can we design what buildings have lots? And Twisted Maxi says, I have no doubt it's doable, but it will be one of the later features on the list. Just, what? What? That's so freaking cool. We could finally have our own apartments in other worlds too. So yeah, if you wanted to add apartments to Del Sol Valley, I guess we'll be able to do that. That would be so cool. Oh my gosh, yes. Twisted Vexy really seems to be delivering on this. He is working so hard. Lastly, we have a question from Linnea. Will we be able to play on other creators' worlds even if we don't use this mod? Or do we need the mod to play on a custom world? I don't believe I have the time to create a world myself, much less the skill. Can't even build a house, but would love some variation in the game. Same, honestly. Twisted Maxi replies with, there will be a lightweight client mod for those who want to use others' worlds, but don't need the creator tools. That's great. With The Sims 3, I was really intimidated by the creator world tool, so I never really got around to trying it myself, but I heard it was quite difficult to use. But holy cow, the worlds that came out with that tool, they're just so amazing. At one point I even had a series on my channel where I was highlighting custom worlds. And that is good that with Twisted Maxi's mod we can have the same thing, because even though I would like to go back and edit some existing worlds, I'm not really sure if I'm going to have the time to make a whole new world myself, let alone make one that looks really, really good. Twisted Maxi also uploaded one extra video to his YouTube channel, and he tweeted, been getting this question constantly. So yes, you will be able to modify terrain and lots at some point via Template Designer. Here's a video I showed my patrons 5 months ago showing proof of EA terrain being exported for manipulation. I'll just have some of this clip playing here as I wrap up my thoughts. So my gosh, this mod looks like it is going to be a huge game changer. The tool mod already has made my game a lot more fun because I love going back to the previous worlds and adding stuff like, say, the dumpsters and the voting boards from Eco Lifestyle, or the pet obstacle courses from Cats and Dogs. But this is going to take things just so much further. And I think it could drive a lot of interest in the game too, both for people who are still playing the game right now and people who just aren't really as into The Sims 4 right now, especially if they do miss being able to create custom worlds like in The Sims 3 and even The Sims 2 if you happen to have SimCity 4. So feel free to let me know your thoughts on this Create a World mod in the comment section below. And be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest gaming content, including life simulations and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!